it's been a day of exhortation, it's been a day of reflection, and most importantly, it's been a day where a firm resolve has been made that effort must be made to restore the values that define a Ghanaian. Like the president said in his inaugural address, there should be no greater honor than to be referred to as a Ghanaian. You're still watching The Pulse here on Joy News on Multi TV. My name is Daniel Daze, and I have been joined by Ni Ayi Krotia, the divisional chief of Jamestown. I've also been joined by Sheikh Arimayao Shaibu. He is with the National Chief Imam. We just want to expand the discussion of some of the major points that we have heard. But before we go into expanding the discussion, just a quick run through. We had a guest of honor, the Vice President Alhaji Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, who exhorted Ghanaians to support the NCCE, went through some of the issues that government has done when it comes to some of the ways that government has resolved challenges faced by the NCCE. Our eminent panel, Professor Stephen Adair, Professor Amata Edu, Mr. KB Asante, Professor VCRAC Crab, who espoused the values that we should have as Ghanaians. Of course, our chairman, Nana Kobdan Ketia, the Omanhini of the Skado traditional area, was also on hand to close it all up for us with a remark. So let me just bring in our guests now. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.
So, sir, let me begin with you. What, in your view, is the most important takeaway from today's discussion?
Well, certainly the idea of re-examining ourselves in relation to the development of this country is very crucial, and it's very important. That's how I see it. And this can actually be distilled into the identification of a value system that will actually stand the test of time as a people, as a unifying factor, so that when it comes to movement and development and social cohesion, we'll see ourselves as coming up and redefining ourselves as enunciated by the founder of the nation, Kwame Nkrumah.
Thank you. Let me ask you the same question, Sheikh. What is your most important takeaway?
My most important note I've been taken from what has transpired is the call that we must get back to the home. Every citizen of this country was born into a family, and we all come from homes. And the home is the citadel of where all the values, the summation of our values and the source of our values come from the home. So if we are able to really establish a firm hold on our values and transmit them to children that we give birth to, it will translate into the decent mindset and decent public behavior. And I take it very, very seriously because if we're talking from the point of view of psychology, they say behavior is a product of interaction between genetic factors and environmental factors. So if we put aside the genetic factors, because we cannot do anything about them, but those environmental factors are so key and critical in defining who we are and the way we behave in society. And so the immediate social environment in which every individual is born is the family. And that's where the crucial responsibility lies. If we're able to do so, all other things will be easy. Right. The school's performance in terms of shaping our children will be much, much easier. Public institutions that are supposed to help will have an easy work to do. The police will have much, much easier work to do.
It's definitely a very important part. With today's hustle and bustle of urban lifestyle, particularly in our urban centers, it's becoming more and more difficult for parents to even spend so much time with their children. What's the solution?
I think that is where we are getting it wrong. Because, you see, life it's not all about wealth. You see, it's also about the values that helps you to enjoy a fulfilling life here, including matters of morality and relationships and social environment that guarantees you your protection and so on and so forth. That is why what working families must do is to draw a program of family activity that will create for them a space for consistent influence, especially on the children that are growing up from infancy, grow up to become youthful. Because any nation that has no plan and concern for the future of its young people live to see their doom and perdition into the future.
Wow,
Yes.
let me hold you on that point and come to Nini. One place where older people, because the summary of what Sheikh was trying to put across was that the older generation must imbibe some values in the younger generation. You were mentioning during your submission that whilst you were in public service, you tried to imbibe some values within the companies in which you worked, but there was always a disconnect whenever you left there, in that the values you imbibed were lost. What do you think was the real problem, and how do we solve that?
Well, it looks as if it's the psyche of the Ghanaian today. We have not actually come to terms with the real situation of our lives. We do not have common values that can be itemized. We all talk about things. Churches have their values. Traditional leaders have their values. Muslims have their values. And it looks as if any time that we come together, you see that even homes develop their own kind of value systems. And that is one of the things that it has come to a time now that we must come together and fashion out common national values that will actually stand the test of time, as I've said it earlier on. So the time has now come, because in the cities, for example, people travel from the rural areas to settle here. When they come with a set of values.